Hey guys, this is Rory here. I work for Brightwork Developments where I'm in charge of acquisitions. So my role within the company is to find sites that make sense for our self-storage developments. So we're building relationships with brokers, wholesalers, owners, just to make sure we find the ideal site for our next development. Today we're going to be going over a few of the many reasons why self-storage is one of the top performing asset classes in real estate. Alright, so the first topic that we're going to touch on is why self-storage is recession resilient. Now, one of the unique things about storage is that it's considered counter-cyclical, meaning that it tends to perform a bit better when markets are going down as opposed to when they're going up. The reason for this is that tons of homes as well as businesses in times of recession, they have to downsize due to financial restrictions. What that means is you have people moving from, 4 or 5 bedroom houses into apartments and businesses that have to close during these hard times. As a result of these closures and downsizing, they have to put all of their stuff in storage just to ride out this rough time in their different business life or personal life. So that results in higher occupancy for storage facilities, more competition for the spaces that are available, therefore pushing up rental rates. So these are one of the few benefits from self-storage, as I mentioned, when it comes to recessions, as to why they maintain strong rates and high occupancy even during downtimes such as recessions. Now, the second topic that I want to talk about is inflation. Right now we're going through all-time inflation highs. Things are a bit crazy right now in the markets, and the Fed is having a rough time getting inflation back to normal conditions. What this means is that for any investors, the value of money is becoming less and less as inflation continues to go up. So self-storage is a unique asset class where tenants are renewing their leases every 9 months. And historically, most of the major management companies, third-party management companies such as REITs, are usually bumping rates 7% every time these leases are up for renewal. So what that offers self-storage investors is the ability to keep pace with inflation at a quicker rate than other asset classes. When you're looking at retail investments, those leases tend to be multi-year leases that have a step up for inflation, but it doesn't typically cover them as much as it would to have a full renewal of a lease. So being able to have that flexibility, that tenant turnover, those renewals, gives you the ability to quickly adjust your investments to keep up with inflation and make sure that you're being compensated during these high inflation times. The third point that I want to touch on is why storage has a few benefits to other asset classes such as multifamily. They're both asset classes that function in a similar way, where there are tons of units, hundreds of units on one specific site, giving you that diversification when it comes to vacancy. One key distinguishing factor is that self-storage actually can perform at up to 40% of the operating expenses you would typically see in multifamily in some markets. Now, commercial real estate is valued based on the net operating income. So what that means is after you've generated your gross revenues, after expenses are accounted for, that net profit is then used as a metric as to how this facility or investment is going to be valued. So when you're looking at self-storage, the fact that they're able to operate at a fraction of the cost while still demanding comparable rents per square foot, this makes this investment class a more efficient model relative to multifamily in most markets, which then in turn gives a higher valuation on a cost basis. So this is a key benefit for self-storage, as these net operating income benefits then translate into higher valuation as it relates to real estate from the commercial perspective. So those are just a few of the benefits that we're going to go over today. As I mentioned, there's tons of benefits for self-storage. It's also one of the asset classes that still has a significant amount of mom and pop owners. So it hasn't been consolidated to the extent of other asset classes in real estate, leading to tons more opportunity for you to get involved and to start building your wealth.